Hi, everybody. This is Ryan Carries from Engaging PC, and today I'm going to talk about two viewpoints about college. One from a professor named Murray, and the other from Zakaria. Hopefully, I pronounced that right. And then offer insight into a certain job or major that actually would be helpful with liberal arts education, and then talk about the two viewpoints within that major. So to start out with Murray, he seems like the kind of typical um, student in a liberal arts education. They don't really understand it. They kind of think it's just what we're thrown into. Like, why are we doing this? Like, what is it going to help us for, our next 4 years? Um, and it's just he made a point that it's to get us like college ready, or that we are becoming college ready. And in a sense, that's true from liberal arts education. I became really profound in reading. My writing hasn't got there yet, but within the next 4 years, it definitely will. But another point he made is how is that going to help me economically when I am out of college? Like, yes, that looks great now that I'm doing well in liberal arts educated classes, but down the road or when I graduate, how is that really going to help me like get, I don't know, a master's degree, or I mean, like, do graduate school? Like, how does that make me stack up to people that didn't have liberal arts educations? So it might be a better system when I get there, but we'll see in time. And then Zachariah made great points about how liberal arts education gives you an ability to think, to become persuasive, to form questions and like challenge, your understandings of certain topics, and really try to push to get in-depth analysis of everything that you could possibly be learning or be being taught in class. So for me personally, I would like to be like Zachariah is describing, like a thinking deeper or analyzing certain situations. And I do have a good enough background with that from my high school or my upbringing. But I'm interested in to learn certain things, like anything I'm interested in. I want to learn to the most that I can, and I like sharing what I know with other people, and not like pushing it down their throats or anything. But I do like to tell them like some cool facts and stuff like that. But um, one of the majors that I decided to research and try to see with these two viewpoints is a sociologist. So, sociology is like a study of cultural groups or social groups or different institutions. So, this could be like a political entity, or like a religion, or just like a maybe even a hate group. They research this and how the behaviors have been affected by society, or how society is shaping these new groups into what they believe or how they conduct themselves. So I think liberal arts education would help a sociologist, because one thing that they have to do is they have to research and examine social groups. So this is taking the time to, meet with people, or research and read long, extensive books on certain viewpoints from multiple different like places, multiple different people. And this is kind of like what we're doing in Civ class. We're always reading different viewpoints and giving our own insight on it, and really exploring the different topics or the different viewpoints from certain people at certain locations. One thing they also have to do is they have to have like in-depth analysis of economic, political, and religious insights. And when I was researching sociology, and I saw that what came to mind was uh, in-depth analysis of political and religious insights. I connected that completely to Civ. I mean, so far we've been learning about the different Greek and Roman religions at the time and the gods that they prayed to, but we also been learning about their political body and what they believed they wanted to be instituted within their empire or their region. So to hear that, it made me kind of think of Civ in every aspect because I mean we haven't read about anything economically in Civ class, but the religion and the politics aspect definitely came to mind when seeing that statement. Um, Another cool thing about sociologists is that they are focused on qualitative data as well as quantitative data. So, they're interested in researching certain people or reading certain books to see like how certain people are acting, but numbers are just as important to them. So it's not just a certain science where it's really like qualitative answers or research, but it's also quantitative. They can take certain polls, they can see certain trends in society and within a country, and that'll help um, to make them further understand what is going on within the region or what's going on with this social group or how it's interacting with certain things. So I think this, not that I want to become a sociologist, but I think it's a cool major to look into and definitely one that would help with a liberal arts education. Like somebody that took a bunch of econ classes or let's see, a bunch of like computer programming classes. Yeah, that's cool and all, and that looks good and stuff. But to be a sociologist, I don't know if they could withhold their own with somebody that had a liberal arts education, because even if I don't have the skills that the sociologist has, I can at least be able to research or learn and gain in-depth analysis of political and religious beliefs by certain groups of people and cultures. I'm definitely invested in Roman and Greek cultures right now because of our Civ class. So, and it's not just Civ, maybe liberal arts in general, being able to write or being able to read and be persuasive when talking to people or being able to have a conversation or gain certain numbers. That all comes with liberal arts education. So I think with sociology, I'd have to agree with like Zakaria and his statement that it's an ability to think, it's ability to question certain things that you don't understand. And I think to question certain things you don't understand is also within sociology, because you might say like, why is this group act this way, or why does this group do this, and then you're thinking about it and you're trying to analyze their actions and their behaviors to further understand a certain thing that you don't understand. So to say that going to 4 years of a liberal arts college and not being able to be well off as a sociologist, that's definitely a false statement. I think you can be really efficient in that field of study, and by your basic learning skills from your liberal arts education or what we have been doing in Civ, I think it's the perfect major for somebody. But that's pretty much just my opinion, and I don't think it'd be wasting your time to go to a liberal arts school or waste of a degree at a liberal arts school if you then became a sociologist, because college will have prepared you enough to be able to do the certain tasks that everyday sociologists can do. So that's just my little spiel and my insight on what I researched, and it was fun to present this idea to you viewers, and hopefully it kind of gives you an understanding of liberal arts education, as well as like a form or an example of a job type that will actually be benefited from a liberal arts education. So thank you so much.